ヒーローは守るものが多いんだよ。だから。
Deku shocks everyone. In the latest fight between Deku and Flect, Deku reaches a new level of power. If you haven't already, we recommend you watch this awesome anime series and its movies. Deku and his friends learn via the news that Humarise has already carried out his plan and that the trigger bombs will detonate in less than 2 hours. After browsing through the files, they find Humarise's primary facility. Deku, Bakugo, and Shoto take off to Humarise base. When they finally fly over the Humarise base, there are less than 30 minutes left to stop the bomb from going off. Deku and his classmates ask Rody to fly back before jumping out of the plane and storming the base. Flect Turn's subordinates start attacking them, but the 3 students are able to beat them. Bakugo and Shoto stay behind to deal with the tougher enemies, so Deku can keep going to the control system. Rody, on the other hand, didn't listen to Deku's warning and carelessly landed in a nearby forest. He also wants to help, but before he can get very far, a group of Humarise soldiers stop him and take him back to the base. After getting past all the obstacles, Deku gets to the base oratory. He only needs to go through one door to reach the control system and turn off the bombs. But one of the room's defense systems shoots a laser at him to stop him. Flect Turn shows up and tells him that he can't let him stop his work because it helps rid the world of the Quirk's disease. He then seals the room. Deku tells Flect that he is wrong to blindly believe in the Quirk Singularity Doomsday theory, a theory that hasn't even been proven, and that his actions only hurt innocent people. Flect responds by saying his actions will save humanity. Let us know in the comments below. Do you think they will be able to stop the trigger bombs from going off? Deku uses Full Cowl and St. Louis Smash to attack Flect Turn, knowing he can't talk to him. Just as the blow is about to land, he is violently pushed away by an unknown force around the Humarise leader. As Deku starts to feel better, he realizes that the shock and force felt like a smash. As his name suggests, Flect Turn's defensive quirk lets him reflect and reroute the quirks and energy of his enemies. His villain costume is full of mirrors to help him do this. Flect says that he has a quirk disease too, and shows that he has a kind of mirror shield around his body. The bad guy tells Deku that his reflect quirk makes him not like anyone or anything with the same level of power as the thing he's reflecting. He says that he never even experienced his mother's touch. After getting up, Deku runs around Flect and fires several Delaware Smash Air Force attacks while asking him why he doesn't believe in quirks when he himself has one. Izuku tried over and over to beat Flect Turn with the full power of One for All, but he couldn't. It seemed like he would never be able to do it for a while. Deku then decides to skip Flect Turn and head straight for the base's control system after realizing he can't assault directly. However, the villain activates the room's defense systems and fire lasers at Deku. Flect Turn uses his mirror shields to reflect the lasers after observing that Deku is able to avoid the shots, making their trajectories more unpredictable and seriously hurting Deku. Deku is left bleeding heavily on the ground. Flect activates many screens to inform him that there are just 5 minutes until all of the trigger bombs go off. He sees everyone fighting with the villains and getting hurt. As the name of his classmates show up on screen, he says each one out loud. He knows that everyone is trying hard to stop the bombs. He says he has to keep everyone's smiles safe. Deku gets up and stumbles towards Flect, but he is too weak and falls down. Rody comes along and picks him up by the waist. Rody reassures him that nothing is wrong and takes the deactivation key out of his pack. He reveals that in exchange for giving them the key, Humarise promised him not to blow up the bomb on Otheon. Deku asserts there is still time to stop them, but Rody counters that he can't win and will stop at nothing to save his siblings' lives, just as his father did decades earlier. Rody appears to turn on Deku and surrender the key to Flect, but Deku notices Pino concealed in Rody's attire. The little bird is Rody's quirk, Soul, which expresses his actual goals and sentiments, according to a chat he once had with him.
こいつが俺の個性だ。こいつのピノの行動は俺の本心を示す。いくら俺が嘘をついてもピノを見られると本音がバレちまう。
Rody is lying, and Deku discovers it. Deku assaults an unwary Flect Turn at Pino's signal while Rody rushes to the control room with the deactivation key. The villain pushes Deku away and turns on the room's defenses out of wrath. Although Deku uses Delaware Smash to take out some of the laser cannons and Rody successfully avoids the shots, one of the bullets ultimately strikes Rody. Deku tries to assist him, but Flect Turn pushes him back to the ground. Despite being hurt, Rody is able to stand up and proceed to the control room, where he declares that he will disable the bombs. When Flect Turn attempts to stop him, Deku blocks him by standing between him and Rody and promising he won't let him through. Rody manages to reach the control system while Deku holds Flect Turn back. His wound is too severe and he bleeds out before he can place the shutdown device. Deku observes Rody's inability to continue battling in the oratory and tries to approach him, but Flect prevents him. He notices that the countdown is still going on and that the trigger bombs will go off in under a minute, insinuating that Rody, like his father, died in vain. The leader of Humarise declares that there is no hope for them. Deku, who is furious, strikes him while reassuring him that he believes in Rody and other heroes, that none of them would give up. Deku is stopped after every strike, yet regardless of how often he is, he quickly starts attacking again. Flect Turn's Quirk notices that he's beginning to move and realizes that the continual attacks are starting to impact him. Deku continues to attack the villain despite his opponent's weakening Quirk, causing him to retreat even deeper with every hit. Flect Turn's Reflect Quirk truly has a limit that astounds him, because it is something he never imagined was conceivable. Deku tells him that he merely gave up on his quirk instead of figuring out how to control it, and that if he had tried, he would have been able to get along with people. Flect then experiences a breakdown, because he is unable to admit that he has been incorrect the entire time. He orders Deku to stop talking and turns to assault Deku. This time, Deku and Flect Turn are equally matched. They trade blows until Deku goes past his limits and activates the full power of Full Cowl. Deku starts throwing lightning-fast punches at him, overloading his Reflect Quirk until he loses all control and releases all of the stored energy. Deku then uses his ultimate move, United States of World Smash, which collapses in the room that they are all fighting in, due to a shockwave generated. With this blow, he utterly defeats Flect and gains a new level of power. Deku runs to the control room after fighting him to assist Rody as the explosion countdown is about to end. Flect Turn believes it is too late to prevent the trigger bombs from going off. Do you think the bombs explode before Deku gets to the control room?